Newport City Special Council meeting is called to order at 5 p.m. Present at the meeting are President Chris Vachon, Councilmember Curtis, Councilmember Ufford Chase, Treasurer James Johnson, City Manager Jonathan De La Brea. I always pronounce that. Change it every day. Okay. No other members. No one's online. Comptroller online is Comptroller Rebecca Terrian. Next agenda item: additions, deletions to the agenda. President Vachon.
No.
Councilman Curtis.
No thanks.
Councilman Ufford Chase.
No.
Treasurer Johnson. City Manager. Okay. Next item on the agenda, address the notice of open meeting law violation received on March 19, 2024. Anticipated executive session pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A1F for attorney-client communications. May I have a motion to find the premature public general knowledge of the confidential attorney-client communications made for providing legal services to the city council would place the city at a substantial disadvantage because disclosure of the otherwise confidential advice and communication would harm the city by waiving the city's attorney-client privilege 1 VSA section 313A1F.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. The motion is carried. May I have a motion to enter executive session to discuss confidential attorney-client communications with the city attorney for the purpose of providing professional legal services and invite the city attorney and the city manager into the executive session pursuant to 1 VSA section 313A1F.
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it. The motion is carried. We are in executive session. We're out of executive session. No action was taken. May I have a motion to deny the notice of alleged open meeting law violation received on March 19, 2024?
So moved.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
The motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. Ayes have it, and the motion is carried. I recognize our attorney, Bariah Smith.
We recommended that the council deny this alleged open meeting violation. The council and the chair, or in this case the mayor, has the right to control the meeting so that the business of the council moves forward. This is a public meeting of the council, not a council meeting of the public. And the council has a right to enforce rules, and that's what it did here.
Thank you. I want it to be noted that it was necessary for this council to have a special meeting. Had the person who brought the allegation waited maybe 2 more days, then we could have just had it at the regular meeting on April 1st, but we needed to do this within the 10-day time period, so that caused an additional legal expense. I want everybody to know that as of to date, the estimated amount, just specifically from Ms. Bierling's open meeting law violation allegations and her Public Record Act requests, is approximately $31,638. Next item on the agenda is comments by members of the public. Members of the audience are reminded that members of the press are present and that these proceedings are being recorded for current and future broadcast over the city's cable television channel. Members of the audience are further reminded that Newport City Council members are for the purpose of allowing council members to conduct city business. City council meetings are the only time the city council discusses, deliberates, and decides upon city matters. City council meetings are held in public to promote transparency and accountability in government, but are distinct from public hearings or town meetings in that they are not meetings of the public. Members of the public shall be afforded a reasonable opportunity to express opinions about matters considered by the city council. To conduct orderly and efficient meetings, I kindly request the public's cooperation and compliance with the published guidelines when participating in the meeting. Thank you, and at this point, I'm going to identify you. If you will please come up, identify your affiliation.
Madam Mayor.
Oh, did I say
skipping
something?
old business
Oops, what did I do? I
first. Doing
apologize.
old business first, or? I'm hoping this time.
Did I, was it supposed to be old business first? Oh, okay. Scratch the comments. Next item on the agenda is old business.
New business. Madam Mayor, new business.
New business. It's new business. Thank goodness you're the president. New business. Thank you, President. I'm gonna say that 3 times fast. President. Okay. President Sean?
No, thank you.
No. Councilman Curtis?
No thanks.
Councilman Upper Chase?
No, thank you.
Treasurer Johnson? City Manager? I'm going old business. Next item on the agenda is old business. President Fashon?
No, thank you.
Councilman Curtis?
No thanks.
Councilman Upper Chase?
No.
Treasurer Johnson? City Manager? Okay, here we go. Next item on the agenda is public comment. I have already read the disclosure, so when you are called, please come up. You will have 3 minutes. Will you please, look, we got, see, you raised your
Lost your
status, you know.
The bigger the title, the less you do.
Okay, Ms. Bierling? I don't have a microphone, I apologize, but Ms. Bierling, would you please come up?
Sure. So I just wanted to speak to all of the events that brought us here today. And in your response, you said that the council has the right to enforce the rules. When the council chooses not to enforce the rules, however, I think it falls upon the residents. Right now, we have a violation of the rules. So the rules of procedure for the city council meetings state that the public comments are supposed to come at the beginning of the agenda before any action is taken. But as of January 23rd, the mayor, when she drafted the agenda, began to move the public comments to the end of the agenda in violation of the rules of procedure for the council meeting. She did this unilaterally without the approval of the council and in direct violation of the rules that were adopted by the council. And it's these types of things that continue to occur that cause me as a resident to have to speak out and say, I'm sorry, but this is not acceptable. The laws are here to be followed, the policies are here to be followed, and if the council members are not going to speak up and say, hey, we're breaking the rules, then it falls upon the residents to call that out. And then when the residents do call it out, we're retaliated against. And it's a very vicious cycle. It's a very unfortunate cycle. It's not a cycle that I, as a resident, want to see from my elected governmental officials. I find it quite deplorable. So my request is that everyone start obeying by the law and obeying by the internal policies of the city, and we won't have to be here. And Madam Mayor, in response to the need for the special meeting today, first of all, I filed it immediately after the infraction, and I think that was appropriate. And secondly, there's a 10-day period of time to respond, and if you don't respond during that time, it's interpreted to be a denial, so you simply could have not responded and not had this meeting, and it would have had the same outcome. So it's not on my shoulders for the extra meeting, and it's not on my shoulders for the extra cost. Thank you.
Ms. Lads?
Pam Lads, Newport City. I don't even know how to begin to address any of that. I'm a Newport resident, and frankly, I am absolutely sick of this. the amount of money that we have invested following the rules, most of which have been thrown out, makes no sense whatsoever. And for those of us who previously, with previous councils, have repeatedly raised issues, we dutifully stuck to our 2 minutes. We got a whole raft of crap for that. I mean, we were not popular. But now, apparently, it's perfectly okay to keep nitpicking. It solves nothing. We elected you guys to do a job. We believe you're doing the job. We asked for a deep dive into a lot of what was happening in the city. And when I hear pompous baloney, as I have just listened to for the last 3 minutes, it makes me ask, what is the cover-up here? Because I think there is a cover-up. We wouldn't have the person who deleted all her emails or had her emails deleted sitting here when she doesn't come for anything else. What is going on? Please, I don't care whether the comments are at the beginning or the end. I don't think it even matters. Other cities do have them at the end and some have them at the beginning. So what? But can we please stick with council business and not rubbish? Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. Mr. Walsh?
Hi, Jay Walsh, resident of Newport. I'm deeply concerned about the actions of this individual and what the cost is to myself as a tax-paying citizen. This cost will be put on my tax bill for these excessive actions that you have to take and involving the city attorneys. In the past alone, all these complaints and filings has inundated the city with an excessive number of emails and baseless claims, incurred substantial costs in city's attorney fees, staff time, councilman's time, and placing an undue financial burden on the taxpayers, totaling what you mentioned, $31,000 at this point. Moreover, their consistent disruptive behavior at council meetings over the past 7 months reflects a blatant and disregard for the purpose and the time of these sessions, which is meant for the conducting of city business rather than serving of a personal soapbox. Furthermore, the dissemination of false and inflammatory claims to the public, often lacking in substance and occasionally slanderous and liable statements, has impeded the progress of our city. Our current mayor, elected by an overwhelming majority, has shown exemplary leadership throughout transparent communication with the public, including weekly open door meetings, weekly local cable updates, and regular updates on city matters. Additionally, the mayor's efforts have uncovered serious concerns regarding past city officials' actions, including mismanagement of grants, deletion of emails, destruction of public records, and neglect in collecting funds. It appears that this person, along with others, are driven by personal agendas rather than best interests of our community. Such actions undermine the dedicated work of our elected officials, city employees that tirelessly serve Newport. In conclusion, I implore these individuals to approach and engage constructively with the city and the mayor and the council for the betterment of Newport. And let us not allow personal agendas to hinder the progress and prosperity of our city. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. It is clear from the continued predictable comments by an attorney resident at city council meetings that there is a fixation on attacking the mayor and the council. It appears from past minutes and videos that this attorney resident may have proceeded with similar attacks on others prior to making us the now desired target. In addition, many of the comments are the interpretation of how that person sees things and that person's interpretation of law and that person's legal opinions. That person is not an attorney for the city. And while we welcome comments that pertain specifically to the agenda at hand, or if not on the agenda at the time of public comment, we ask that our council meetings not be used as a forum to practice law as legal arguments or positions that are not well taken, and the council does not act as a trier of fact. Instead, the council is judiciously paying attention to council business, and needs this time to attend to such business. This is not a vehicle for grandstanding at the expense of taxpayers, regardless of how the comments are designed to appear. For example, attempting to justify the comments thinking that perhaps Newport residents need protection, even though residents have demanded that these comments stop, as well as asking publicly that the person stop wasting the city's legal fees and legal resources. It has become destructive with outbursts when not being recognized, verbalizing how the council should vote, and outright interfering with the business of the council. Warnings have been given to please stop the disruption so that there would be no request for people to leave the council meetings. We welcome constructive comments at the appropriate times and when you are recognized. The next item on the agenda is adjournment. May I have a motion to adjourn the special council meeting at 5:29?
So moved.
I have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
All those in favor, please say aye. Those say nay. Ayes have it, and the special meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.